thing we're taught when dealing with narcissistic people is to stop reacting to them, stop supplying them, stop feeding them with your attention. And this is far easier said than done. When you've got a narcissist goading you, baiting you, provoking you, when you've got one that's frustrating you, that's promising to collect their children and then failing, or just genuinely winding you up, getting under your skin, it's natural to sort of want to message back that lengthy text and tell them exactly what you think of them and exactly what they're like. Only it doesn't work with a narcissist. They're not coming from the same place we are. All it does is feed them the attention that they require. They're not looking at it as, ooh, maybe I've hurt someone, maybe I've offended someone. They lack the empathy to care. And more often than not, they have that sort of sadistic side to them where they get the pleasure out of winding you up, out of annoying you. And when you fire back at them, they just take that sadistic pleasure of, oh good, I've got one over on them. So when it comes to dealing with narcissistic people who are incredibly challenging and frustrating and need that constant validation from you, and it can be incredibly draining, the best thing to do is to ignore them. And to do this, we sort of have to recognise that responding to them actually hurts us more than it does them. They get a kick out of that response. They feel like they're important to you, and they twist it in their own mind to suit their own narrative. So it's vital to limit all interactions with a narcissistic individual. Avoid all unnecessary communication and conversations and encounters at all costs to your mental and emotional and physical health. Boundaries. When it comes to creating boundaries around a narcissistic individual, the best boundaries are physical, emotional, and psychological distance. Stay as far away from them as you possibly can, as healthy boundaries, healthy communication doesn't work with narcissistic types. They just play the victim, or they guilt trip you. They go all out to break down your boundaries, to make you feel like there's something wrong with your boundaries and your values and beliefs, so that they can get their needs met by you. When you're trying to limit those interactions, when you're trying your hardest not to respond, sometimes it might be best to write it out or type it out where you can't accidentally send it, to sort of get it out of your head space and then throw it away. And when you're dealing with a narcissist, it's also wise to focus on something else. Focus on something that brings you joy. Put on a movie that makes you feel good. Go for a run. Do whatever sort of exercise you enjoy. Do something positive. Achieve something. Anything that fulfills you. Lots of self-care. The activities that bring you joy. And find support from people who understand exactly what you're going through and exactly what the narcissist is trying to achieve from you. Ignore any of their insincere praise or any of their provocation at all costs to your mental well-being. And remember your worth. You deserve to be treated with respect and honesty and loyalty. And those who don't treat you with those things don't deserve your time or attention.